Now, what will community members see or experience based on this proposed budget in the year ahead?
So the things that you'll see, continued street paving. I mean, we're continuing to prioritize that despite having to cash fund it. I mean, we're starting to make progress, and if we stop, you start to go back on that score, which means you spend more money later. So it's a pretty delicate balance, but we can't do that forever. But we are still recommending around $20 million in investments to streets and alleys on the city. We'll continue to invest over $5 million for the trees and the mowing and the parkway. I mean, I think that we've gotten those to a good state, and we want to maintain that maintenance schedule so that we don't get ourselves in a different hole, not the man in the hole, but a different hole.
Right.
We're going to recommend some purchases and vehicle leases. That was another place that we had a lot of deferred, and our police department uses cars to do their jobs. Public Works uses cars to do their job, and we have not invested in those. So you'll see some purchases there that we can do them, and actually some specialized equipment like backhoes and bucket trucks and other things, so we can go out and respond and maintain things in a more timely fashion. So when a signal goes down, we have the equipment that we can go out there and do that instead of waiting for a contractor. So improving efficiencies with that. I mentioned the capital improvement program. We're recommending about $25 million in a capital improvement program. So that's things like the Colonial Boxing Gym. We are recommending that they fund. It's a place near and dear that has been just shut down for way too long, that community, I mean, it is a heartbeat within that community. And that's one of them. Ormond Beach, we're recommending some funding for that. The computer program, the ERP, the other one that we can't get the bonds on, we're still recommending funding that. We were well down the path on that when we lost access to those funds, so we're going to complete those funds. So we're going to complete that. And roofs. So you saw when we walked in this building that one of the tiles looks like it might come down with water damage. Well, a lot of our facilities throughout the cities need roof replacements. So there's some roofing projects in there. So for people that use our facilities, I think they actually will notice those things.
Right.
A lot of our facilities are pretty run down. We are recommending some minimal staffing increases. We have built back up our staffing over time. I think we've consistently said people provide services, not equipment per se, so we will always need people to do those jobs. I know everyone thinks that the chat is going to save everything, GP chat's going to save everything. It's not.
Right.
We're still going to need people. We're still going to need the technicians. So very modest increases in people. Actually only a net increase of 6 when we kind of move everything around, so not a lot for a city of this size. You'll see those improvements or those staffing come into the community development department as one of those. So really still trying to focus in on getting permits in a timely fashion to people. It's been a place that we've had hard to fill vacancies, if you will. It's not an industry that a lot of people are, not a lot of engineers out there, not a lot of planners out there anymore. I do want to say, I think what's equally as important as what you're not seeing here, you're not seeing a structural deficit, you're not seeing the layoffs, and you will be seeing those in a lot of other cities. I mean, there are a lot of headlines about that, and I'm just very grateful as a city employee to the community for, again, passing Measure E and trusting us with that, because it makes this a much better place to work where you do have access to be able to give back to the community, and just really grateful we won't be seeing things like that.
Wow, great.